Stacy worried me last night for 2 reasons. Number one, I had sent her 3 different topics. When she asked me to speak, she said she wanted something cutting edge. And I said, well, I can do cutting edge. I mean, look at me, I'm young, right? Cutting edge, I'm right there. So I sent her 3 cutting edge topics. And one of them was, start with why, and about creating a vision for why you're in business. And another one was SMART goals, which you all saw in the invitation, SMART goals. And then the third one was winning new clients. So Stacy very kindly combined 2 of them, so you get 2 topics for the price of 1 today.
Good job.
All right. The information packet that I gave you is some of the material out of some of the workshops that I do. It's not full by any stretch, and we're going to go through it a little bit today, but I'm not going to have you do the exercises. I am going to, however, call for a couple of volunteers at different points. So if you think you already want to volunteer, sort of, give me the high sign now so I know who to call on. I said Donna, thank you. I'm sorry, your name? Mathino and Donna, good. So that'll work. And I may call on someone else. So SMART goals, right? Vision and goals. Cherish your visions and your dreams as they are the children of your soul, the blueprints of your ultimate achievements. And this is from Napoleon Hill. We've all talked about goal setting before, right? I mean, we know how powerful that is. And yet, how many people in here have written goals that they look at every day? Just a handful, okay? So, when you look at the science behind goal setting, and this has been studied over and over again and written about, Covey and Brian Tracy, universities have studied this, the power of having a written goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and I wrote really desired, because it's got to be good. A realistic goal might be if we have a health coach, right, and you help people with weight, so like you can fix me up. A really good goal has to be realistic, so I might say, I want to lose 20 pounds. But there's a couple of things wrong with that. Number one, it's not time bound. When do I want to do it? And what if I really don't want to lose 20 pounds? How often do we all say we want something, but really, truly don't want it, right? Boy, I'd love to be a millionaire. I'd love to make $1 million a year. I'd love to do all this stuff, just so long as I don't have to put in the work to get there. So, there's a difference between sort of what you want and what you really, really desire. So it's got to be something that you actually have this motivation to achieve. It's got to be something really important to you. So specific, I want to lose 2 pounds and gain a pound of muscle. I want to lose 2 pounds of fat and gain a pound of muscle. And I want to do that this month. Okay, so that might be a realistic, measurable goal. Or I might want to have 6 speaking engagements this month, and from those speaking engagements, make 5 good connections each, so that I can have good conversations and coaching conversations, with 30 new potential clients this month. So in your book, you have some 90-day selling goals, because while goals can be about anything, specifically we're here, it's women on a mission to earn commission, and it's a business format. So you can take some time later to think about some sales goals that you might have. Think about sales goals for 90 days. When we look at, in our workshops, as far as attainability, we look at 90-day chunks or quarters. So everything that we do is geared towards, here's what your goal is for the next 90 days. Coach you around the actions so that you can achieve that, right? Make smart decisions so that you can achieve those goals, and then hold you accountable around it. So you've got some forms in the workbook that I gave you to write down your goals. And then not only that, if you have a couple of goals, like Pam might have a goal of putting in $3 million in new assets in the next 90 days. In fact, I'm pretty certain she has a goal very similar to that. Okay? So if that's her goal, now she's got to have some action steps around it. And so what are some of the key steps to achieving that goal? And for Pam, maybe some of those key steps are networking. I know she does a lot of that. Maybe she wants to forge some strategic alliances. Maybe she wants to get some power partners that talk to high net worth individuals. Maybe she wants to get into some companies that have substantial retirement accounts already. She might want to do all of these things, but she's got to pick and prioritize the top ones to achieve her goal. And you should have an action plan for each goal. So while she might want to bring in $3 million in new revenue, she might have an income goal that's derived from that as well. She might also have a personal goal that she'd like to do it without having to work 80 hours a week like she may be doing now. So she wants to spend more time at home and gardening or whatever it is she enjoys doing, looking at art, going to the Walters Art Gallery. Sorry, Pam, I'm going to continue to pick on you because you sat right in front of me. Okay? So but you have to have the action steps to do all of those things. And then you have to follow the action steps. One of the things that we do in our coaching process is create a strategic plan based off of these activities. And then you create the strategic plan and you carry it around with you. It fits in your shirt pocket or in your blouse pocket or in your coat pocket. And that's what you're accountable to. So if you think, hey, what am I supposed to be doing right now to achieve my dreams, achieve my goal? Well, what I'm doing right this minute, this is not one of the things on my plan. Why am I doing this? This is not in line with my goal, right? Because you have to be held accountable. You can't just have a goal. You can't just have action steps and then never do it. Think of how much time we spend during the day doing all the things that really aren't important to driving our business or achieving our goals, attaining the results that we're looking for in business and in life. If I have a goal that I want to spend more time with my son, business can get in the way of that, can't it? But business is also equally important, isn't it? So we have to find a way to balance these things, and we do that by focusing on the highest value activities in our business that is going to free up some time to achieve the other important things in our life, our work-life balance goals. So I would encourage you to have 2 business goals, be really specific about them, and then have a third goal, be something personal that you want to change in your personal life. You want to spend more time with your husband, your wife, your partner, your children, gardening, checking out art museums, listening to music, learning to play piano, whatever it is, and then create the steps around that and stick to them. Because that's what's really going to enrich your life and enrich your business as well. So as we go from goals to winning new clients, the second part, very smooth transition, right? There's 5 ways to grow your business, okay? You have to keep the customers you have, client retention. Right? If Rainbow Restoration has a number of insurance agents that call it up, they call Heidi and say, hey, we just had a flood or derecho or Hurricane Sandy or whatever, and those insurance agents go to another restoration company like the flood department, okay? Well, then that costs her business. So you have to keep the customers you have, customer retention. Bring in new customers. Increase the average transaction size. How much are they doing with you? Are they just doing one small little thing, or are the purchases robust? Increase the frequency of purchases, and the last one, say no to bad customers. But today, we're going to focus on bringing in new customers, right? Because we only have 30 minutes. So we're going to work on bringing in new customers. Winning new clients. You can't be a commodity. It can't be, hey, please buy from us. You have to fight to be perceived as better, different, special, low risk or no risk. And to do that, you have to sharpen your unique selling proposition. So everyone in here sort of stood up and said what they did earlier, and it was, it was really enlightening to hear what people do. But what's so unique about it? What's so compelling? What's the compelling benefit and advantage? Why do customers come to buy from you, right? Why do referral sources trust you? What major frustrations do you solve? And so, where's one of my volunteers? Go ahead, Donna. If you can, stand up and deliver us your unique selling proposition, what you might say to someone asks, what do you do?
What is the most valuable asset that you own? Is it your house, your car? What is it? You think really closely. If your house caught on fire, what would be the first thing you would get? Your picture book, right now. The most valuable thing you own, the most cherishable item that you have, are your pictures. I'm John Phillips, I'm Street Cameras, Custom Training.
Yeah. See, now I kind of like that. I mean, it can use work, but I'm glad that Donna did that. I mean, it's good because what she does is go, hey, what's so important in your home? Your memories, right? If you lose those memories, you really, you can replace clothes. You can even replace your home if you have the right insurance, right, Allison? If you go to Insurance Incorporated, you can replace your home and all your stuff. But you can't replace all those old pictures. You can't replace your wedding album. You can't replace all the bajillions of pictures we took of our children when they were younger. We can't do any of that stuff. right? So it's extremely important to protect that. And so Donna's message is she has a means where she can help you protect that. And what you want when you're telling someone what you do is you want to pique their interest. You want to go, wow, how do you do that? Right? So, and then you can tell them all about what you do. So I think that was really, really nice, Donna, and thank you. So what is your unique selling proposition? You know, it's very difficult for some folks. I work with a bank, and I won't mention the name of the bank, but they're a large regional bank. And, you know, bankers are tough, right? Because they all do kind of the same stuff. And I know Pam's got a tough road too with all the financial advisory and all this. And you kind of go, oh, we're experts at everything. And, you know, so if you're a bank, we do loans. We've got checking accounts, we have savings, commercial loans, small business loans. We've got investment specialists. We've got wealth managers. We call you quarterly. We have who here had a quarterly phone call from their bank last quarter? Anybody? Yeah, right. Yeah, I heard that same line from my bank. Oh, we call you quarterly. It's the personal touch. It's the personal service. We do all this. Remember, none of that differentiates you. Because everyone says that. It's not like, I'm sorry, what's your name? Charlene from Howard Bank. She doesn't go out there and go, you know what? Howard Bank sucks. We never call our customers. We're not interested in your SBA needs. Nope. I mean, so you got to understand that whatever you're saying, most of your competition is saying the same thing. And most of you are in businesses where you have substantial competition. You know, I can't tell you I didn't realize how many search engine optimization companies. Are there any search engine optimization people in here? Okay. Well, I'm not going to pick on this too hard, but darn it. Earmuffs, Sarah. So I'm like, everyone I run into lately is like, oh, search engine optimization, we turn your website into a lead generation machine and blah, 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 blah. And I have this little thing I do with all the internet companies, right? I look them up online, and usually if they say they're in search engine optimization, I type in SEO services, and it's amazing, I have yet to find one of them on the front page of Google. I mean, that's crazy, right? Search engine optimization. You can help my business be on page 3. I went to a marketing conference. They said, where's the best place to hide a dead body? Page 2 of Google, right? So, okay. So you have to be a commodity. You can't be a commodity. You have to be different. So you have to really specialize in things. In Stephen Covey's latest book, he talked about companies that have strategic focus or strategic plans, and that really the companies that narrow down on 1 or 2 things that they do really well are the most effective. You can't do everything. Not all at once anyway, particularly for our small business owners in here. Howard Bank may well have specialists that do something really good, and they have other specialists that do something else really good. And then it becomes a matter of personal branding for that specialist in their chosen field. But we can't all do everything well. You know, if I'm talking to a marketing company and they tell me they do search engine optimization, they do marketing, they do video, they do lead generation, they do cold calling, they wash it, they polish it, they shine it up, it's sparkly. I mean, there's no way they do all of that stuff. I don't do all that stuff, and I'm good. You know, I work in like 2 primary markets, right? So you've got to really specialize, and your unique selling proposition should talk about what you specialize in. I really like Izzy with RemSource keeps trying to come up with a unique selling proposition, and they have a really cool service, right? But it's tough because there's a lot of virtual assistants, and while they're not a virtual assistant, it's so similar to a virtual assistant that he's got, you know, this sort of virtual assistant monkey on his back that, you know, and he's trying to differentiate himself so much that whenever I hear him tell what he does, I have no idea what he does. So he's working on that. Thanks for coming, Izzy. Yeah, well, I see him everywhere, okay? So work on your unique selling proposition, okay? It should contain an obvious, compelling benefit. Wow! If you work with me, I guarantee you to increase your sales by 35% or you don't pay anything. Believable evidence and reasons why. I'll send you testimonial letters. I won't bore you with that. Significantly different from others. What we do, how we do it, why we do it. We work in a group setting, mastermind process, similar to a Vistage group, but with other business owners, and it's facilitated through a coaching process with our credentialed coaches that are proven leaders in business and industry. Cost effective. We're cost effective because We do work in a group format, so we don't have to charge you $15,000 a year to work with your small business. We can leverage our own time and our own talents by putting you in with other business owners of similar sized companies and working with you as a team. Okay? So you can come up with all of these things for your own business. There's an actual really nice worksheet in there, to help you come up with something, at least a working edition of it. Hey, we work with X who have these problems, challenges, whatever. We help them fix that, okay? And a good example of how we did it, tell them a story, right? So a good example of how we've been successful is blah. This is a success story for us. So you can help craft this, and there's that worksheet in there that I wanted to leave each of you with. Once you have a USP, broadcast it like crazy. It should be on everything. It should be on your voicemail message. Hi, you've reached David Kelly, the growth coach of Greater Baltimore. I'm the guy that improves your sales 35% guaranteed. You can put it on your receipts. If you have a business that prints out receipts, you can put it certainly on all of your marketing materials. You can put it on everything. It should be on everything. Once you actually have something about you that you've crafted that's unique, that you specialize in, that you do better than everyone else, absolutely guaranteed, you've got to broadcast it like crazy. It's got to be on everything you do, everything you touch, every conversation you have. You need to be broadcasting this selling proposition that differentiates you, because no one is going to want to pay a price for your crappy service, right? Until you can differentiate yourself, because let's face it, it's always the banker that laughs at me, right? So if I'm picking between 10 search engine optimization companies and they all tell me, we do this and we do that and they all do it, and we have great service, we're responsive, right? Ease of use, we'll get you on page 1 organically, 10 leads a month, blah, blah. What's the only determining factor left that I have to choose from? Anybody? Price, right? So your position, when we come up with our own selling proposition, it's amazing to me. We pigeonhole ourselves into a discussion about price because we're saying the exact same thing that all of our competitors are saying, and it's crazy. It's a recipe for failure, because unless you're the lowest cost, and even if you're the lowest cost today, you won't be tomorrow, because there'll be somebody out there that wants your business, right, based on cost. So you've got to differentiate. You must, and then you've got to broadcast it. Okay? Killer ideas, new products, services. All of your products and services have to also have the compelling benefit, believable evidence. Hey, why do Donna's frames save the pictures? What type of glass is she using? We use this special glass to encase this stuff. We put it, look at this. This was in a cremation oven at the local funeral home, and ooh, there's your grandma still preserved. All right? So you got to have a cost-effective way to communicate that. There's all kinds of cool ways now, constant contact and all this other stuff. So there's a lot of cost-effective. All the marketing people raised their hand, because everyone that needs cost-effective ways should talk to them after the meeting here at the open networking part. Reactivate old customers. People that you lost, that seems kind of counterintuitive. They left you. Ooh, we've got to be scared of them. Well, they did business with you once before. They were silly enough to believe you once. Go tell them why you changed. Call them back. We'd love to have you as a client. At the very bare minimum, you can contact them and ask them, take them to lunch, why they left, what you could have done differently, what they like better about your competing service that they left to go to, and recraft your message and your service to better model that, so that you can keep more customers and you don't have them rolling out the door. Okay? Formalize and optimize your best referral systems. Replicate the winners. I have a group of folks that refer me to people, CPAs, bankers, etc. They say, you know what? If PNC Bank refers me to their clients, they may not lose them when they get turned down for a loan. That's a niche market that I have. So they don't have enough cash flow now. You can't get the loan today, but call David Kelly. That's great. It's good for me and it's good for them. It helps them maybe retain some clients. And it helps their clients, more importantly, be more successful and go back and apply for that same loan down the road and have a much higher probability of achieving it, because they've got more cash, they've got more profit, they've got better sales, better top-line revenue, etc. Okay? So get some referral systems in place, replicate the ones that work. Engage your support network to be informal sales partners. Who benefits as my company grows? Or who benefits, more importantly, as your company grows? Who does your company cut checks to? I say this to so many clients. If you're writing a check to someone and they're not constantly referring you business, find someone else. I don't care if it's your sister. If Howard Bank has a vendor that's not a customer of Howard Bank, you should immediately cut ties with that vendor. It's unfathomable. I would never do business with someone that did not do business with me, ever. I mean, that's what partnerships are about. Reactivate old customers. Determine your best referral sources. There's some sheets in there that you can look at later and really think about these things and think about how to approach them and who to call, okay? Informal sales partners, the folks that benefit as you grow. Who are your vendors? These are your informal sales partners. Write those down and make a point of calling them. Not next week. Somebody I was talking to recently and here, and I see them a bunch, and they're always going to do something. I'm going to start next Monday. And it reminded me of a good friend of mine who's quite an athlete, and she's on this real kick where she's training and doing all this stuff, and so she's posting all these motivational athletic type pictures like, why do workouts always have to start on Monday? But they don't, of course, so you can start tomorrow. So as you take this information and fill it out, take immediate action on it, right? Don't wait until next Monday. I'm going to fill that out later. These are the most important things you can do to drive your success, to drive your business, and ultimately to balance your personal life so you're not working so daggone hard. All right? Leverage indirect competitors. Large versus small. A good example of this would be a CPA firm. If I have a one-man band CPA, maybe I specialize in one market, but I don't do audit work. So I might partner with a larger CPA firm that enjoys doing audit work. And they might send me clients that have under $500,000 a year in, top-line revenue, and I might send them anybody I run across that needs audit work. So get some strategic partners, people that operate in your same space, but don't do exactly what you do. You have a bajillion of them, right? All these different cleaning companies that don't do disaster and restoration service. Or worse yet, they think they do. Leverage current customers to meet new customers. Hey, get some referrals. I was working with a client who's a insurance agent and financial advisor. Sorry, Pam. And she was like, I just really need help getting referrals. I'm afraid to ask. Afraid to ask? My goodness. But what's so bad about saying, hey, Pam and I did business. Who are one or two people you know that could benefit from sitting down and talking to me? I'm not asking you to sell my product or service. Who do you know? One or two people. We take in sales training, which is not really what the coaching's about so much, but in sales training, we really load up the list, right? We go on, and so, if Allison's on LinkedIn and she has all these LinkedIn contacts, and I know I'm meeting Allison, I want to ask her for referrals, I go on LinkedIn and I look up all of her contacts, and I find like 8 people that are on her LinkedIn that I want to meet. And I go, who are like 8 people that you know that would be good for me to meet? Because I'm like, can I use your name when I call these people? And we'll take out a list with them. LinkedIn is great for that, by the way. If you're not doing it, you should immediately. Load up your list prior to your meeting so you can get some good introductions. And oftentimes that can be not a real hard referral sell. It can be really soft. Like, would you mind if I called these people and use your name? So now I'm just calling them. I got Pam's permission. Pam, hey, Pam Williams from Morgan Stanley thought it would be a good idea for us to get together and talk. That's it. That's all I want to do. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Or I don't even know if they're a candidate for what I do. Just like Pam doesn't know if I refer her to someone. Do they meet her minimum net worth requirement? I don't know. Is my friend worth $500,000? Does he have cash of $500,000 sitting under a mattress where Pam can really help? We probably don't know the answers to that. So all we can do is introduce, right? And that's really all you're asking for. But referrals are scary because we think we're asking them to like sell our business model for us. But you're really not. You're just asking for an introduction. Who'd be a great person for me to meet and talk to? If I can do something with them, great. If I can't, great. I'd love to meet someone new. Mary Ellen.
David, I was just going to share with you, I had a meeting with some bankers this morning, and I invited Pam to come with me. I had a chance to talk about the Hunt Valley Business Forum. Of course, she had a chance to meet 2 bankers that possibly she will do business with.
Sweet.
So it was a sort of a slip in the back door kind of thing, but it was an easy thing to do because she's on my board. So of course I want to introduce them to.
Why am I not on your board, Mary Ellen?
Never asked, David.
Thank you. So we're leverage the current customers. Use complementary businesses to as strategic alliance, and that's what kind of you just segued into. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Who already has the trust and respect of our prospects? For me, it is banks, it is CPAs, financial advisors in some cases, group benefits consultants. Who in your business? For Donna, we talked about this. It might be commercial interior designers, right? For Annetta, it certainly might be property managers or commercial realtors, tenant representatives. For you, it might be insurance agents. And each of you has sort of your own thing, but you've got to really focus on those. Those are your highest value activities. When you're putting down your activity list, those strategic people, they should be at the top of every list. You don't want to sell to one person. Pam doesn't want to have to convince me to become a client. She wants to convince someone that has a lot of clients already that could benefit from Pam that are going to send her 10 people a month. She can spend all that same amount of time convincing me to become a client, but wouldn't her efforts be better served if she could really put that marketing on steroids and talk to people that are centers of influence that work with the client base that she wants and that can constantly refer her to people? I'm not saying it's easy. It's not. It's tough. But how easy is it to sell that one client either? How hard is that? Izzy, how hard is it?
It's tough.
Right? It's hard. Ambit Energy, you guys give it away for free. All you got to do is do blah, blah, blah. It's hard to sell, isn't it? It's difficult. So you've got some sheets in there of thinking of some of your indirect competitors. Think of the names. Call them up. Leverage current customers. Obviously, you should know your current customers, but pick your top 2 or 3 and call them up. Strategic alliances. If you don't have these people in place or you don't know who to, then ask the folks in your network who they think and do business with, and you can start developing yourself a list. But who already has the trust and respect of my key prospects, or who's selling a complimentary product, service before, during, or after my sale, or who's meeting with the people that I want to meet with on a regular basis. All of those folks should be people that you key in on, and those should be your highest sales priority for winning new clients. Risk reversal, have a guarantee. It's very difficult to have a guarantee for some businesses. Banks are a good example. Financial advisor, Morgan Stanley, the legal department is never going to approve, we guarantee a 5% return or we make you whole. That's probably not going to happen, is it, Pam? I don't need to be Jamie Dimon to tell you that. However, you can still have a guarantee. Think of what guarantee you can give. If your bank or your institution or your huge organization won't allow you to do a guarantee in their name, do a personal guarantee about responsiveness, about something. Make it a guarantee around something that your competitors struggle with. For me, it's really easy. It's no risk for my clients because if they go through my program and they don't have the results that we've promised, they don't pay me anything. Period. Dot. That's a good guarantee, right? So think about how you can reduce or eliminate the risk for your customer or your prospect. Because if you can do that, not only are you making it easier for them to buy from you, but you're reducing their overall exposure, right? I mean, who doesn't want, if your product or service is really that good, the thing that you specialize in, that niche thing that you do, or those 2 or 3 things that you do, if it's so great, you should be able to offer a substantial guarantee in terms of the delivery or the promise that you're making. Use direct response advertising, go for the sale, track results. Consider using special events, direct mail, public relations. Direct mail can be good. Events are good. I know that Morgan Stanley puts on seminars. A lot of the financial services firms do. I certainly do that as well, right? I'm here. So those are really good. Public relations are good. Too few small businesses take advantage of public relations. And today it's easier than ever. When I had my insurance, when I was a small business owner and I had my insurance agency and we were trying to build it up, if I'd have called the media about what we were doing, yeah, we've got better things to report than you, buddy. But today, there's so many media outlets that, believe it or not, journalists, the media, magazines, professional article writers are all struggling for content. You can very easily become featured, your small business, as either a presenter, a trusted source, or even a featured writer you know, a content provider for virtually any magazine on the planet. I mean, it takes a little bit of work, but you absolutely can in very short order, because the magazine companies don't want to pay for writers, you know, so they have short staff. So this is something the PR part of what you're doing for marketing. If you're not doing anything now, you need to ramp it up big time. And all you really need to do is start reaching out to vehicles that operate in your space. So if you're in the interior design industry and one of the journals is, you know, the Journal of Interior Design or ID Maryland or whatever, reach out to them, start following their articles, start commenting on them with thoughtful comments, telling them what a great job they're doing, and stuff like that, letters to the editor. Next thing you know, they'll be calling you for your input. So PR, focus on it, okay? That concludes our presentation of both SMART goals and winning new clients. And of course, we're talking about getting new business. So if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them for a couple minutes. Yeah, Mary Ellen.
You didn't do the stop and stop.
I did not do the stop because I thought we were running short of time.
Write you back.
I thought we were running short of time.
That was just so great. I know.
I will send, if you make sure to get me your business card. And the stop it doesn't really apply here. That was
I'm just teasing you because that's where you heard it at our Women in Business group. Right. Right.
Something's bothering you, just stop it.
Well,
Right?
and I will share, David is speaking he spoke originally with our Women in Business group, which is a very strong group that we have, part of the Hunt Valley Business Forum, but now he is speaking for our entire organization. And on Tuesday, July 23rd, 8 a.m. at Owings up in Hunt Valley in the upstairs Blue Room. And I would invite all of you, or any of you that would like to come and hear his presentation, which is going to be different than today because I already tweaked it a little bit. And he doesn't know yet, but anyway. He says he can run with the flow, so we're going to run it down.
it'll be cutting edge.
Yeah. But you're welcome to come as my guest, which we allow. What time? It's 8 a.m. Networking is 8 a.m. to 8:30, and then 8:30 to 9:30 is the presentation. You go on our website, it'll be listed on our website, and any of you can sign up for our email subscription, which is on our website, and then you'll get invitations to everything we do, and it's hbbf.org, HuntValleyBusinessForum.org is the website.
Any other questions, comments? Thanks, Marilyn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think customer recovery is so important, and it's often overlooked. There are difficult customers, but a paying customer is a good customer, no matter what their attitude. At what point would you cut and run? I mean, let's say you got a paying customer, but the brief is just high.
Yeah, that's a whole nother talk, isn't it? But it's, you know, when we talk about the 80-20 rule, you know, and that's actually the last talk I gave, is that 80% of your problems will come from that 20% of customers that are problem customers. Part of growing your business is learning to say no to those people. And no might be saying, we don't want you as a customer, but what I would try first is to raise my prices for them to justify the pain they're causing me. So if I've got someone that, for my coaching, you know, they need to call me, they're on the phone to me every week for hours and hours, and they just need constant support. Well, I can't charge them the same price that I charge for my group workshops and the people that I do coaching for once a month. I've got to charge them more, and that's exactly how I explain it. And oftentimes, you know, folks are happy to pay it. They understand that. I mean, at a base level, they know that they're demanding. And I think you say, look, you know, we give you great service, and we offer these great guarantees. Yours is a very demanding account, and consequently, we're going to have to either put in place some limits on the time that it's taking to service your account, or we're going to have to raise our prices. And if they say goodbye, you know what? You just think about how much more time you're going to get to spend with your family. Or more important, if it's just business, think about how much more time you're going to have to go out and get new customers that aren't a pain in the ass. Anybody else? Izzy?
When you were talking about developing strategic relationships with different partners, when doing that, what's the best way to come to somebody and say, all right, now you're going to give me
Well, there's no best way. I mean, I do a number of different things. With the banks, I offer them free coaching. I mean, that's the in. So when they sign up with my program, they can take one person from whatever branch is participating, or if they have 10 branches participating, then they can all go through any of our coaching programs with a sponsored, by me payment. So that helps. I try to encourage you to do that with Mary Ellen. Of course, it's tougher when you're the salesperson, right? I mean, if you're not the owner of the company, it's tougher to sort of do a giveaway. But that's an easy way to do it. If you're a salesperson and you're out meeting with a bunch of clients, add value back to them. As many of you know, I'm on the executive leadership team for BNI for Maryland, and Dr. Ivan Meisner, many years ago, said givers gain, right? Give them something of value. Connect them with someone that they'd love to have as a client, and then you can kind of have those discussions. You have to be cautious, though. I mean, I tend to give first or connect first, Izzy. But a lot of people are just takers, and once you've sort of determined that, then don't give to them anymore, right? Same with me. Like, if I have a paying client that refers me to someone and they join up for any of our coaching workshops, if someone refers me to 5 people, then they're free. We discount our fee 20% for each referral. So you can do, any good stuff, or gift certificates. I've used all that. That's a great idea. You definitely want to thank them to reinforce that, hey, this is good for you. We have a client that builds his whole business. Basically, he just pays commission. Everybody he meets, he talks to them about what he does, and he asks them who they know, and if he feels they'd be a good strategic partner for him, he says, if you make any introductions that turn into a sale, we'll pay you 4%. So he doesn't have to pay a sales force. So he focuses on people in the commercial construction industry and things like that. He's got a very successful green energy business, all for big box retail stores, like specifically grocery stores and things like that. Good. Well, if I will offer you all of this, thanks for coming today. If you're going to go through the workbook, and you should, and fill that stuff out, if you feel like you need some help, all of you have my card in the workbook. You can call me and we can do a 1-hour coaching session over the phone for free to help you fill out these activities for you if you'd like to do that and sort of see what it's about. And I'm happy to do that. Just call my number. If you don't get me, you'll get my able assistant, and she'll schedule that time for us. And I'd love to chat with each of you further. If I don't already have your business cards, or you're not already on my list, I'd appreciate you making sure I get one before you leave here today. Thank you for your time.